Hello and welcome. This is Ruth and I'm back today with another video for TONIC Studios, and this is the Eternity Vase, Vase or whatever you like to call it, and it's a showcase set from TONIC and it has 49 different dies in total. Now if you haven't been here before and you don't already subscribe, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be able to keep up to date with all of these. And also don't forget to leave me a little comment down below to let me know what you think. Now, first of all, first things first, the 49 different dies in this set can be used to make 3 different sizes of these vases. So I have gone ahead and I've made up one of the 6-sided ones. So this is hexagonal at the bottom here, and the lid as well. And you can see the lid comes off here and you've got a little container to put something in. Now, I'm going to make the 4-sided one and the 8-sided one in this video, but if you want to watch how I've done this one and see all the different pieces that I've used, you can go to my blog post where I have all the step-by-step photographs for this one, and I will link that down in the description below this video. I have all the dies on my crafter's magnetic stand here, and that means that I can just slide it away, and if I haven't finished with it by the time it comes to night, because there are several of these to make, I can just flip this up, close it over and put it away for the night, and everything's going to stay in place there. But anyhow, in the meantime, here we are. I have it laid out flat and we'll have a little look. So this is the main die that will cut the side pieces that you can see on here, and this cuts out this shape, and you'll need to cut out 4 of those for the 2 of them for the 4-sided one, 3 for the hexagonal one, and 4 for the octagonal one, because there are 2 pieces on this that make the 2 sides, so you'll fold all of these pieces together. And then we've got the areas here which are for the lids and whatnot, but you can see inside here we've got flat straight panels and decorative ones. These cut out plain shapes like this, and then we have decorative panels to put inside. Now for the different bases and lids, then we've got the octagonal one here, the hexagonal one, and the square one here, and you'll find all the smaller ones that correspond with that are all inside. This die then is the one that's used to create this little base part here. So if you want the 8 sides, then you'll cut 2 of these. If you want the 4-sided one, you'll cut 1. And when it comes to doing the 6-sided one that I have here, you'll see in my blog post that I've cut 2 of these, and then I've cut the second one in half. Anyhow, for the moment I'm going to concentrate on this 4-sided one. So I have gone ahead and cut some of the pieces out, and we'll just have a little look. I like my samples to all sort of tone in and match in for the final photographs. So you can see here I've picked ivory white 300 GSM card for the base of the little vase, and I have used then some coffee cream double-sided pearlescent card for the patterned detail on top of that one. And for my 4-sided one then, as you probably have already seen here, I've picked out some Miami Mint speciality paper, and that's really speciality card actually, and it's really lovely. It's got a beautiful texture and pattern on it. You can see as well that both of these are different sizes, so the top area is slightly smaller than the base, and just remember that whenever you come to adhering all these pieces together. For the 4-sided vase then, I have cut 2 of these die shapes out, and you can see them here, and if you have a little look at this one, you'll see that this part forms the neck of it. So this then is the base, and I have folded these all in, and I'm just going to make sure that I have all these score lines folded and burnished. This one comes out slightly, these 2 bend this way, and the rest of them then all get folded back. And then what I want to do is put all the little panels that I've cut on here before I go ahead and glue it. Now you could do it afterwards, but it just is easier to do it before you actually assemble this. So I've got my glue ready here. On the other one that I've just made, I used my precision tip because that helped to get the glue in all those little tiny areas that I wanted it. But the actual tip of this one is really, really good for the size that I'm using here. So I'm wanting plain panels because I've got the patterned paper or patterned card such on there, and you can see I've already done this one. So what I want to do then is glue these panels on and then glue the side together here. I've used the little panels with the pinhole effect around the outside, so I've taken the corresponding rectangular one and I've die cut that twice, and I'm going to put that in here. Now there are instructions in your pack, I just don't actually have mine to hand because I get these sets before production, usually before they're available to the general public or whatever, before they're available on the website, and sometimes mine come without instructions and just on a piece of card, so I can't actually show you them, but I will add a little photograph in for, I know sometimes people lose theirs and they come back and ask me, so I will add a photograph of the instructions in somewhere along the video. So there we are, that's that all sorted. Now what we want to do now is attach this by here. We'll put the middle part on first of all, and that will hold it really, really firmly in place, and once that's attached, we'll not add this one on yet, we'll do these side ones first, leaving the top open. You can see here that it's really worthwhile just taking time with the glue and making sure that you hold that in between each stage and make sure that it's well placed, and don't try to rush that, because when you get everything lined up it looks really well and it won't move then. You could use tape, but the wet glue definitely has a longer lifespan. So there we are, just hold it. And also, just because the two little tabs here, so this one and the one on here, are not exactly going in the same direction, make sure you've got one in the right place first and that the glue has grabbed really well, and then you can add the glue onto the next one and curve that in and hold it. Just like that. Now that's all the bottom edge in place, and I've turned this over and just folded these out slightly, and I've taken this little die, so it's actually the biggest square there, and I have cut it out 3 times, and this will be the same way you'll use the 6-sided one and the 8-sided one. You'll cut out 3 pieces, but on the instructions it actually shows you popping this one down inside first and then gluing onto the outside, but I have found it works better for me anyhow if I glue this one on first. And again, just take your time with it. And then whenever that one's glued in place, you can add some glue onto the other one and pop it down inside, and I just find it holds a lot better for me that way around. And now whenever all that's in place, you can go ahead and glue these sides and these tabs together. The little base then that goes onto the bottom here, that's this little part, You'll use this die, and on the four-sided one you can see there are actually 4 separate compartments there. So I have used this little die to match in the Miami Mint, and I've cut that out 4 times and glued it on, and then I have folded back all of these little score lines, and what I want to do now then is attach that piece to there and then glue one of these pieces on top here and one here, and then I have a solid little unit which I can then glue to the base of this. Now to make the little lid of this, I have taken this little die, and because it's 4-sided and there's 2 pieces here, I just need to cut that out twice, and I've done that. And then I have used this little piece that fits in here, and I've cut that out in the Miami Mint. All of those are burnished, and I'm going to glue that on there, fold it round and glue that together, and then we'll add the lid pieces on the top of it. Now remember, this time make sure you don't sort of make those far too tight, because if you push that too neatly in there and have it too tight, it will be a very tight fit going over the top of the little container there. So just bear that in mind while you're gluing all of this together. I have got one piece then for the top, and I've gone ahead and cut another piece, and I've cut the patterned piece into the Miami Mint and glued that on top. So I've used this piece and these 2 dies together in Miami Mint, and I've just used the one die for the plain one. Another little die that cuts out these 2 pieces. Sorry, you can cut it out twice and join it together, and you can add a tiny little square onto the top of it. I actually had the pieces all cut out there, but I think that because this lid is small enough, I didn't want to add the extra piece onto it, but you can see what it would look like there in the other one. So isn't that really nice? I don't want to put that on yet until this glue dries, or otherwise my lid could stick onto it, but that's really nice in the patterned paper as well. You know, that one looked really beautiful. Actually, it looks so beautiful and elegant in real life with just the plain speciality card on it there, but I thought it may not photograph too well, it might look too plain on the website or on my Facebook page or whatever. So I thought rather than leave it so plain beside this very ornate one, I would go ahead and add a little die cut to the top areas there. So I've used both of those together, and you can see that that matches in with the top there, and I've put 4 of these around the top, and I don't want to put anything on the bottom, so that's just the way it is, and these little gems in the center. So I thought after the 4-sided one that I've just made, I'd go ahead and do the 8-sided one. And obviously, because there are 2 pieces on here, I've cut 4 of those out to give me the 8 sides. Now I cut them out plain first of all, and then I took these dies. So you'll see the smaller one then, I just taped in here and here. With masking tape or washi tape or whatever you've got, it's best to actually put a little bit across the top and the bottom, just to make sure that it doesn't move at all as it's going through the die cutting machine. And then you can take those off, put them through there, and pass it through the machine again. And when you've got 4 of those pieces all ready, you'll just make this up in exactly the same way. So we'll glue the center tabs together here, the whole way along, right the way along there, and when those have all, the glue has taken on all of those, then I'll go ahead with the bottom ones here and glue all of these together the whole way along. That's that one finished, and do you know, it's really spectacular looking. It looks so much better in real life. And I've measured it there. It's a wee bit hard to measure just because nothing's flat, but it's looking like roughly 18 centimetres at its widest by about 14 tall by the time I get this lid on. So there's the lid, and I've also made the little piece for the top there, and you can see that I've used the same dies that I used for that to decorate the lid, but I've put it on top of the ivory card underneath, and I've done the same on this one, and I'm just going to glue that on top and put that on there. I've changed the lighting there just so that you could see the little tea light inside. Hopefully you can see that, but I'll make sure it's visible in lots of the photos that I'm taking of it anyway. But I really love that one. I can't tell you how much I love that. When I put it on its side so that I can get it in the camera there, the little battery tea light is moving about in there, and it doesn't look just the best, but you get the idea. So that's that one. That's this 8-sided one, the 6-sided one, and the 4-sided one. And I've loved making those, but most of all, I love the finished product. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? I hope you love them too, and I hope you really enjoy them if you get them. And I could think of all sorts of things you could put in those, but something nice and elegant. The little light inside, that's beautiful, but you could also put maybe tiny gold baubles would look really nice in there, or very, very delicate looking potpourri and have the scent coming out of that. That would be absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, you could add crystal drops and things to these. I do like doing that at times, but I just feel that the elegance of that might be spoiled by that. So there we are. That's it. That's the end. There are more things you could do with that. In fact, I've just left a couple of pieces sitting here that show you some of these little pieces that could be used maybe on different cards and little patchwork cards, or just for finishing touches as well. So don't forget that a lot of these elements can be used for card making as well, and that would be really, really beautiful. But if you've hung around to the end of this video, thank you very, very much. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share if you haven't done that already, and hit the notification bell so that you'll see more of these as they come along. Give me a big thumbs up if you've really liked it, and don't forget to leave me a little comment. I will have my links down below to all the products used in this. Most, if not all, of those will be affiliates, so I will earn a little commission from that, but it doesn't cost you anything extra at all, and I really appreciate everybody who uses those. So thank you very much, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.